one hand, I'm happy that they're going with the trend and they're listening to their customers. On the other, they're sort of sacrificing their heritage just to make a little bit more money. Hi guys, my name is G.P.S. and happy Thanksgiving. Today I would like to chat about a few beautiful but quite often overlooked Hermès bags that I would love to put on your radar. Whether you are new to the world of Hermès bags and you've just sort of been eyeing their bags, I think any one of these would be a great introduction to what Hermès bags have to offer. Or even if you are a seasoned Hermès lover with plenty of bags to choose from in your wardrobe, I think you would still find that each one of these could introduce a different facet to your collection. So if you want to see some phenomenal, understated, and quite frankly underestimated Hermès bags, then please keep on watching. But before we get into talking about bags, I would like to announce the winner of my 7RP giveaway, which first of all I have to thank every single one of you for participating, for commenting, for liking, and even just for watching. I really appreciate everyone, and trust me, if I could, I would give it an insert to every single one of you. But unfortunately there could be only one winner, and the winner of this giveaway is Athena A. So Athena, thank you so much for commenting and congratulations. Please be sure to reach out to me by December 1st. I'll have my email address linked down below, so just send me an email, say hi. If you have any questions about bag inserts or the 7RP insert that you're going to choose, then please send them over and I would love to have a chat about that. You don't have to send me any of your contact information or shipping address. All of that will be sent to 7RP, so I will definitely put you in touch with them as soon as I can, so they can finalize your order and deal with all the shipping and handling. So I don't need any of that. Just send me an email, say hi, and then I'll put you in touch with the 7RP team. And congratulations. And again, I have to say a big thank you to every single one of you as well as to 7RP. And if you didn't win this time, don't worry. I'm definitely planning on doing more giveaways in the near future. And in the meantime, if you still want to give 7RP inserts a try, you can definitely use my discount code with them, which I know is not a free insert, but at least it's a little bit of saving, which I hope can help. So if you want to give their inserts a try, you can use the code HERMES30 to get 30 euros off of one insert. Or if you want to buy two of them, you can use the code HERMES70, which should get you 70 euros off of two inserts, which again I know is not a free insert, but I hope it can help a little bit in case you've been wanting to give them a try. And without further ado, let's get into today's video. I already have a video talking about my favorite sort of more entry-level Hermès bags, which are, I think in the video I talk about the Her bag, the Picotin, and the Bolide pouch. So in case you want to learn more about those, make sure to have that video linked up here. And I still love and use every single one of those bags. But the bags that I wanted to discuss today are sort of, let's say, more 2020 appropriate, if that makes sense. These are the sort of bags that I think would come really in handy nowadays. I think every single one of us could use one of these bags in our collections. And I think with everything going on in the world, a lot of our lifestyles have changed. I think everyone has been affected to some extent. And I know about myself that, for example, I have not reached for any one of my Birkins since I think March, maybe even January. I don't even know when was the last time I carried a Birkin out. That's not true. I think when I moved, I took some of my Birkins with me for traveling. Obviously, I had to move with them. So I think that was the last time, but outside of that experience, I don't think I've carried a Birkin or any one of my more elaborate bags, definitely since March. And I would actually love to know, have you been using your Kellys and Birkins and more elaborate bags, or have you been using and reaching for more sort of understated bags? I would love to know, because I know for myself and for my friends, I know for a fact that we've only been using some more casual bags to say. And I think any one of these bags that we'll talk about today would be really functional, easy to use nowadays, But that doesn't mean that just because these are functional, moving forward, once things go back to normal, you'll only be able to use these bags for hiking. Far from that, these bags are still very chic and elegant, and they do everything you'd want an Hermès bag to do. They feature and they showcase their heritage, their craftsmanship, their beautiful leathers. So just because they're functional, don't think that they're not going to be elegant. It all depends on how you style them. So all of these bags I think you could use now and you'd find them to be really practical, but that doesn't mean that in 10 years you would not be able to reach for them, because they all have that sort of Hermès elegance and that timeless aspect that we love about the brand. So let's get into the bags. And the first one is a bag that I talked about before. And every single time I talked about this style of bags, I was always like,
I get their appeal, but I just simply cannot get on board with it.
But the more I think about it and the more I heard from you guys how much you love it, it sort of helped me get on board with it a little bit more with certain conditions. And the bag that I would like to recommend as the first bag to look at, which I find would be really practical nowadays, is the Mini Evelyne, which is also known as the Evelyn 16. Now, people love saying that the Evelyn 16 and the Mini Evelyne has been discontinued. It's still very much around, so if you were interested in this bag, don't be disheartened. You can still get this. You can get it from the boutiques. And then I think it's also a bag that pops up online here and there, so just make sure that you're patient, but it is a bag that's still around. And it's not extremely expensive. The Mini Evelyn is just under $2,000, just about $2,000 probably with tax, depending on where you live. And then this bag is, I think, between 13 and 1400 euros in Europe. And in this case, I'm talking about the price of the regular Mini Evelyn. There are certain editions that come with more fancy straps, but I'm not a fan of those. Those tend to be a couple hundred more expensive anyway. So let's stick to talking about the traditional ones in this case. And the reason why I'm sort of recommending the Evelyn now is because I find it to be a really practical, easy to use, fuss-free bag, which I always understood, but I could never quite get on board with it because I always thought, oh, my Mini Kelly can do that, my other bags can do this, my Her bag can do it. But I think especially now when we need a bag that's just easy to use, one that we don't have to worry about, one that's a little bit more understated that you can just throw over one shoulder, be out the door, and you don't have to worry about your bag falling open or, worrying about a twist closure or a tab. It's just easy to use. It's just a little pouch bag that's sitting right next to you very comfortably. It's extremely lightweight because it doesn't have any sort of inside pockets or even a serious lining. It just has a leather snap closure on top and then the perforated H, which some people love to show off. Now, if you're going to look into this bag, I would ask you, if you agree with me, to wear the H tab on the inside because that's actually the original way of carrying this. You're supposed to have the H on the inside and then just the plain bag on the outside, which if you look at the bag, it makes quite a lot of sense because the leather tab closure, you can actually open from the outside part where there's no H. So it kind of makes sense for you to have that on the outside, which makes it easier for you to go in and out of the bag. Whereas if you have it on the back, it's kind of awkward. You have to lift the bag and then go underneath it. I know some people love showing off that H. I personally would prefer not to, but it's completely up to you. And since we are on the topic of that big H, I think a lot of people might not know what it's for and why it's perforated, why it's not embroidered in the bag. Well, this bag, as many of Hermès' other bags, was designed for the equestrian person and to fit the equestrian lifestyle. And this was actually designed to carry all your equestrian essentials and things that you need in the stable. So Hermès designed this bag in the 1970s to sort of function as kind of as an elegant gym bag, because the reason why there are these little holes in the bag that make up the H is so there is some air circulation in the bag, so whatever equipment you put into your bag after horse riding would dry and they wouldn't be sitting in a damp bag for hours on end. The Evelyn is nothing more than essentially an elegant take on a gym bag, and that's usually why you would have the H on the bag, just so people don't see that you're technically carrying a gym bag. But other than that, it's an easy bag to use, it's fuss-free, it's easy to get in and out of. It's not the easiest to organize because it doesn't have any sort of division on the inside, but you can get inserts for it. So both 7RP and then Jenny Crafts make insert for the Evelyn in case you want something to help keep the structure of the bag or something to keep it a little bit more sort of tidy, then you can definitely invest in one of those. But that's just sort of the beauty of the bag. The mini version, I think you'd be surprised by how much it fits. Personally, I don't own this bag, but quite a few of my friends do. And I know for a fact that it fits their phone, it fits a card holder, a hand sanitizer, tissues, and probably even more. Just because it's so lightweight and it's made of a really soft clemence leather usually. It means that it's quite fluid and flexible and you can definitely stretch the shape a little bit if you really need to. But at the end of the day, it's a great bag to have in your collection, especially if you're looking for something that's just easy to use, throw it over your shoulder and be on your way. I think this is a bag that you would want to look into. Just please make sure that you have the H on the inside and then you have the snap closure on the outside. That's the original way of carrying this. Even though Hermès nowadays, they like to feature the H on the outside as well. Which, I don't know how I feel about that. On one hand, I'm happy that they're going with the trend and they're listening to their customers. On the other, they're sort of sacrificing their heritage just to make a little bit more money. But if it was me, if it was my bag, or if you asked for my advice, I would definitely have the H logo on the inside. The second bag is one that I talked about not too long ago. And this is definitely for you if you like a large bag, one that fits everything you want, everything but the kitchen sink. If you work long shifts and you need a bag that carries everything you could possibly need in a day, this would be a great choice. If you're a new parent and you need a bag for all your baby essentials, this would actually be really practical. Or even if you're looking for a gym bag, it's just, I could go on and on and on about how great this bag is, which I'm not going to. I'm sure you guys understand how much I love this. And this is a bag that I was going to pick up this year, but I ended up not getting it just simply because I haven't been going anywhere where I would need a large bag. And if I do, I usually take my Her bag with me. But it's definitely a bag that I would love to add to my collection in the near future. And it's the grooming bag from the Hermès equestrian line. This is a bag, again, that was designed for the equestrian to fit all your equestrian essentials and for you to be able to carry it to the stable. So it was definitely designed with practicality in mind, which I personally really appreciate. The bag is made of a waterproof canvas material, which makes it quite worry-free, which I appreciate. It's not something that you have to worry about getting wet or have to worry about getting marked and scratched, because it's quite easy to clean and it's water repellent. On the inside, it features a removable lining, which you can just throw in the washing machine in case it gets dirty, which obviously comes in handy if you're going to use this as a gym bag or for actual horse riding. Personally, I would just use this to run my daily errands. But overall, this is just a great bag that would fit everything you can possibly want. It does come with a removable shoulder strap, just in case you want a bag that's hands-free, which I wanted to keep in mind specifically for this video. It is all canvas, which I can imagine would put some people off. Personally, in some cases I prefer canvas bags because I find that they age better. It comes in 2 different colors and materials right now. It was in the past available in like a khaki sort of army green. Right now and in the recent past, I've been mainly seeing it in navy blue in the water repellent material. And then a couple of months ago, it launched in a felt version. I personally love felt bags. I think they're really, really fun and can be quite playful, especially at this time of year. But when it comes to this bag, I would want, as I mentioned, to use it no matter the weather conditions. I would want to just take this bag with me and be on my way. I don't want to worry about rain or wind or any of that stuff. And I think felt is not the best material to get soaking wet. I don't think it would react really well. So because of that reason, I would definitely prefer the original version. And the original version is about $100 less expensive. The one that's made of canvas is, I believe, $2,075, and then the one that's made of felt is like, I think, $2,150. It's just about $100 more expensive. If it was me, I would definitely go for the water repellent version. But I think it's a great understated bag to have in your collection. You can show off the Hermes logo if you want to, or you can turn it around. It comes with a bunch of pockets. It's really just the perfect bag to have in case you're looking for a true workhorse bag in your collection. And then the third and last bag that I wanted to bring your attention to is one that I feel is not necessarily overlooked, more underestimated. I do have to warn you that this bag is quite a bit more expensive than the previous bags that we just discussed. And I can sort of understand why, but at the same time, I think this is the main reason why more people don't buy into this bag, because they feel that it's not as valuable as a Birkin or a Kelly would be. And when it comes to reselling, that might be true, but if it comes to being an investment piece into your wardrobe, if you want to spend money on a piece that's elegant, that's timeless, that's a true classic, something that will remain in your collection forever, then this would be a perfect example of that. And the bag that I would like to bring your attention to is the Mini Bolide 1923. Now, in case you've never seen the Bolide bag before, make sure to have a video linked up here where I talk about the style and its history extensively. But long story short, this is a bag style that has been around for over 100 years at this point. And this was designed originally for travelers and race car drivers. And funny enough, this was the very first bag to ever feature a zipper. And that's why the bag actually has this rounded shape to it, just so they could put a zipper on top, which would make it quite easy to go in and out of the bag. And since then, many other luxury houses have come out with similar bags. I'm not sure who copied who, but because this is the very first bag that ever featured a zipper, I would assume they copied Hermès. But Louis Vuitton has the Alma bag that's quite similar. The Goyard has a bag that has a similar shape to it, and I'm sure that there are many others that I'm forgetting about. But anyway, this is a bag that has been reinterpreted over and over again, and I have to say that my favorite has to be the Mini Bolide in the 1923 version, which if you've had your eye on a Mini Kelly, or you sort of want to start buying into the mini bags, but you're not quite there in your Hermes journey to put in a request for a Mini Kelly, or you don't want to wait for it, or don't want to spend the money because this bag is still a little bit less expensive than a Mini Kelly, then I think this would be a great bag to just look into and play around with. Because I have to say that it does seem quite a bit more functional and easy to use than a Mini Kelly, not to mention that it is much more understated. So if you always loved the Mini Kelly look, but you could never get on board with the twist closure and the handle, it was just a little bit too out there for you, then again, this might be a bag that you want to look into. It has that very same sort of elegant structure to it, but at the same time, it's still very tiny and cute. So obviously the Mini Kelly and the Mini Bolide share quite a few characteristics, and by no means I want to take anything away from the Mini Kellys. They are some of my most used and most loved bags in my collection. But I have to give it to the Mini Bolide. If you're looking for a more under-the-radar version of a Mini Kelly, I think you would really, really enjoy this. It obviously comes with two handles. It comes with a shoulder strap, which is the same length and same style as the shoulder strap on the Mini Kelly. It does feature a zipper, which makes it quite an easy bag to use. And the shape, I think, is also quite nice for packing it, because obviously you do have the zipper, you don't have to worry about the flap. And because it has that sort of rounded edge, I feel you could perhaps fit just a tiny bit more in here than you would be able to do it with other smaller bags. So for me, the Mini Bolide is a true classic. It's a timeless piece, something that you can dress up or dress down. So if you have a chance to look at this and play around with it, I would definitely do it. Just give it a chance. Don't turn it down just because of the price. I know it's quite up there when it comes to price. It starts at about $5,000 in the US, and then about 3,500 euros in Europe. And then it goes from there. I think pretty much the sky's the limit, because it does come in alligator, which is breathtaking, but it's probably around like $20,000, I would say. But if you get a chance, definitely look at it, play around with it, and just see how you like it. I think it might surprise you how much you enjoy it. And obviously, if you're buying it as a sort of investment that you might want to sell down the line, maybe don't go for this bag, or maybe look at this bag on the pre-loved market. I think that could be a good place to get this bag. But if you're looking to invest in your wardrobe, if you're looking for pieces that you know are timeless and not things that will go in and out of style, then I think this might be a good bag to invest in, because it doesn't feature any sort of really heavily trend-oriented details that could ruin this bag for you down the line. So I think it might surprise you how much you'd enjoy this bag if you gave it a chance. And this is it, guys. This completes today's video on some of my favorite, quite understated and underestimated Hermès bags. Please let me know what you think about these, what's your experience with these. Have you heard of these bags? Have you played around with them? Do you happen to own any one of them? If you do, please let us know your experience. And let me know if there are any bags that you would want me to talk about, or any bags that you would recommend that we look into. And if you enjoyed this video, then please make sure to give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe, especially because we've been having so many fun conversations on my community tab, which you obviously get updates on if you are subscribed. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!